Welcome back to RAVENPORT on Farming Simulator 19 for episode 3 with me, MrSealyp. Pressure off, what we're looking at, 87. Oh, we're going to do this. We're going to do this with just over 1,000 litres. Come on. I really am hoping. I am only left with like a tiny bit in here. Tiny bit. So, whilst I did pay out for the sprayers and stuff, which is an investment in the company, I will get the full amount of money for this contract. So even though I had to pay out for the IBCs of fertilizer, that because I didn't lose 4,000 in hiring vehicles, I should be okay. That'll be over, no, not over, just under half of the cost of the rear tank and front tank kind of paid back. So what I'm going to do now is once this sprayer, the boom, reaches its width as I hit here, I'm going to stop and I'm going to spray the last bit in a slightly different way. What am I looking at contract wise? 95. Come on. I'm going to go back up to the top of the field and start again. Like now, because I'm wasting spray on that half of that rectangle that's not being done. So what I can do, because I did that, and come back up here, wait till the boom reaches a point where it's actually viable and I'm not wasting spray. I might be able to get that large. Let's get cruise control on and turn it on now, and hopefully I'll get that thing come up. Come on, how are we looking? 97. Come on. I might have just done this absolutely kind of to perfection really. In buying this, putting in what I put in, this has worked out perfectly for this field. Couldn't have actually worked it better. 98. Come on. Don't run out. Isn't it funny how just these simple, I say simple tweaks, these tweaks that they've made to the game make it far more intense. Suddenly things become far more important than they ever were before. The contracting jobs having an undrainable tank where you could just go around and not really care. Now you really care. What is happening? Come on, I've got to hit 100% anytime soon, surely. Come on, I don't want to waste any. We're there. Turn it off. That says contract on field 4 finished. Let's fold that up. Now I didn't lease any equipment, that's all mine, which means the 747 litres I've got left in here plus the 300 in the IBC back there gives me about 1,000 litres left, which I can keep if I want, or I can unload, and I've got those left and I could return those IBCs back to the store, which I think is probably what I'm going to do. Actually, let's have a look in the contract. So contract's complete. I will get paid 14,875. So let's go complete, paid. There is another fertilising job there on field 22. Now, the other thing with that is use your own equipment on lease. It pays 1,000 and something. Where is field 22? Because if I have a look and field 22 is actually fairly small, with the 1,000 litres I've got left, I might get away with doing it. Well, I just say field 22, didn't I? That's that one there. That's like 2 passes. When you consider the size of the field I just did, and then look at that. I might well do that. Good investment, Joseph. Thank you very much for the advice. Buying the fertilizer sprayer. The Hardy Mega was a brilliant idea. Beacons on. I've just spoken to the store manager, and the store manager is more than happy to take back what we haven't used. I amalgamated some into the Hardy sprayer, so we've got about 1,000 litres in there, so I can take on that contract on field 22. I'm going to return these I have been assured they have not noticed any issue with their accountancy or their accounting program. Nothing at all. Apparently, if it comes to light, then they'll do something about it. How can you repair a pallet? That's odd. Let's sell that one. Come back out. Go back on. Okay, why is it not coming up with the menu now? There we go. And we'll sell that one. They also said they were happy to do it this way. It was a kind of reimbursement for the fact that I leased the Hardy Boom sprayer when I meant to buy it. I think had I've leased it and just returned it and tried to get my money back, but because I bought one, they felt they were quids in. They were quite happy with that. So, on our way to do this contract, I'm thinking this episode I might even have a look at doing some logs. We've got some trees on our property that we own. I might do a little bit of lumber. It's going to be very basic forestry. What I will do is I'm going to lease, not buy. If I go to front loaders, now I've got the option, which I don't like, of log forks. No, I'm going to go with the fork with grapple. I just find that works a lot better for me. So how much is that to lease? $168. Outrageous. Right, let's lease that. We'll use that later on. A couple of things I just want to point out. I did say in my last episode that somebody had mentioned, I haven't checked it, someone had mentioned that there was no pickup conveyor belt and they weren't sure how it was all supposed to work. I hadn't actually checked the menu. I did say I need to check later on. If I go into here again and we go along to belt systems, the Lizard S710 is your pickup conveyor. It is in here. All the conveyor belts are in here that were in FS17, so I'm not quite sure. I say all of them again. I have to be so careful what I say now. Yeah, all the base game ones are there. Obviously the slow conveyor's not there, the fill trigger conveyor's not there yet, and all that kind of thing. But yeah, there is a pickup conveyor, so it is there. I've had a few comments, a lot of comments from people saying they're having all these problems with glitches and cotton bales and various different things, and they're finding bales are floating in the air, tractors are catapulting across the map, and a whole host of things. Someone commented to say they had read somewhere, and again, this is just what I've been told, if you turn autosave off, you won't have any problems. Now, I've been playing it with autosave off anyway, because when I'm doing videos, I don't want it popping up every so often that it's auto-saving, because that can be a real pain when you're trying to do videos. So I haven't had mine on at all, and I haven't experienced a glitch at all yet. Now that could just be me being lucky, but if you are experiencing any major problems, try it. Just knock it off for a little while and see if you have if it works better, or if those issues stop. If they don't, then it's got nothing to do with that, but it might be something worth having a look at. You never know, do you? So I'm going to take on that contract. I need to put these forks down first, then we'll get a bit of logging done, I think. See if we can make a little bit of money doing that. I am going to do, I've just posted, or a little while ago I posted so I hate this, I can't see up in that top corner. There we go. I did a guide to improved yield, improved yield. So if you want to know about improving the yield of your crops, there is a video on that. I have been sent a couple of bits of information about the BGA and issues at the BGA, so I might do a guide on the BGA. I might have a bit of a play around with that later on and see. So yeah, maybe. So fertilising field 22, that was what I was going to do. So I'm going to accept the contract. I don't want to lease anything because I've got my own stuff. So that is now an active contract. Farmer Kinnan, Mr. Kinnan, has now arrived in Ravenport and will be my mechanic, as he has been on various different Let's Plays I've done. He will be working out of the main store workshop for the time being, and then once we can get ourselves established and maybe get our own workshop, I think he'll be working out of there. So any bits and bobs I need doing, he will be the man on the spot. I will still be paying for those repairs, obviously, but it does mean that I've got someone I can trust and rely on. Where am I going to? Field 22 is this direction, isn't it? I've only left the front tank on simply because all of the spray is in the rear tank and it kind of acts as a weight, sort of. It's still a bit rear heavy, but I can't do a lot about that. Well, I could put a front weight on, so I couldn't do a lot about it. I could do a lot about it, but I haven't. I think it's probably the best way of putting that. So let's open this out and close that back down again. We are at field 22. So I will skip. I will. I'm really struggling to speak today. I will skip ahead now to the end of this contract when I get paid, simply because I've done spraying already. Did it in the last episode, so you don't need to see more spraying. And with the contract complete on field 22, just going to change this back. We're going to put standards or wides back on it. I can't remember what I had on it now. It does say repair, so we'll have a look. 29, might as well while we're here. Customize. We want not twins. Wide tyres. Yes, please. Customize. Fantastic. Right. That's done. We also need to sort out the contract. That's completed. So we've made a little bit of money. Nice. There's more fertilising to do. There's a ploughing contract, more transporting to do. A harvest contract for 406. What? How small is that field? You only get 406. That's a lot of equipment just for 406. Anyway, another transport, harvesting, and harvesting. Okay, well, like I said, I'm going to have a look at a bit of logging. Let's get some logging done. Now I don't know whether or not the Stroutman SEK802 trailer I've got, whether that's going to work with putting logs on. It has got straps, but you know, I'm never 100%. You never can be, can you? You never can be. Not at the moment. Right, front one, let's drop that off. Put this on. Okay. Let's get down to our field. I already own the chainsaw that I bought last episode, or the first episode, whichever one it was. Let's hook that up and let's get down there. Also, while we're down there, we can have a look and check out the field situation for any weeds or anything like that. If there are, I can always come back up here and we can grab the sprayer and we'll get back down there. I dropped it all off, and after doing that contract on field 22, I think we've still got about 800 litres, I think, of fertiliser left. So if we get any fertilising jobs, we're good. If I do need to weed, then I might lease a weeder, or I suppose I could just get a... I'll see what's cheaper. If it's cheaper to lease the weeder, I'll lease a weeder and we'll whiz across it and do some weeding. If it's cheaper to buy some herbicide, then we'll just buy herbicide and we'll herbicide it. Whichever way round. I suppose what I should be doing is looking at what we're up to now. We're back to 100,000. Hooray! Whether or not we can afford to get a shelter of some description, just something to park our vehicles under. You know, we can place a few things, can't we? Field's still looking okay. Doesn't look to me like there's any weeds in it. Let's have a quick look. Nope, no weeds in it yet. That's a good sign. Good to know. Right, let's pick a tree we can cut down fairly easily. I'm not going to go for any of these knobbly ones or anything like that. Let's go for a more of a fir pine type. Ones that are straight, let's just put it that way. It's going to be far easier to do a straight tree And like I say, I don't know how this is going to work because they're probably going to just roll off the side of this, aren't they? Just suddenly thought that. Unless I put them up against a rock or something. Might just be a case of strapping down as soon as we put them on. But who's to know? And then we'll whiz up. Now, that's the other thing. If I don't own the parcel of land with the sawmill on, can I even sell at the sawmill? Don't know. We'll find out, won't we? So, let's go to the tree. Do we need to crouch still? We can. Oh, that's weird. That's changed. Oh, I have to say, there are some elements to it that you think, oh, I don't know, that just... I suppose it's just getting used to the fact it's at a different angle now, isn't it? You still take it... Why is nothing coming off? Whoa, okay, that's... See, this is the thing. If this is not as straightforward as it was on 17, there's a lot of... It's just missing those now. That's really weird. What is it doing that? Oh, seriously? Yeah, I'm not too sure about this, you know. It's not taking any limbs off. It was far, far easier. This is somebody messaged me and said, have you found that you're having any problems delimbing trees? Now it's going perfectly. How weird. I suppose just finding that sweet spot. It's just a little bit different, isn't it? There we go. Now I take it we're still at that situation where we take off the end. And it just gets rid of it, you know. I do like the fact it's quicker. Once you kind of start cutting and you get through a section, it's way quicker. When on FS17 it could often be a bit kind of clunky and would take a while. What I'm going to do, I think, to make life a little bit easier, make a little bit more sense, I'm going to hook back up to the trailer, put the trailer next to the tree, or log now. It's not technically a tree anymore, is it? It's just a log. And check, kind of measure it. Whoops. Oh, I did hook up. Didn't think it had. So if we bring it alongside, it's not a very long trailer. If we disconnect that there, just gives me a better eye, hopefully, for where I can cut this, the sort of cut lengths I need to get this on. Now this does have straps, so I'm hoping the logs will work because the pallets didn't. So, you know, we'll see. Yeah, it starts off very slow, then you get the sudden wallop as it finishes at the last bit. It's like, boom, done. Right. I've lost where the cut was now. Never mind. Alright, let's go along a little bit further. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect. We'll just... Oh, that's got to be yellow. Okay. It used to be blue to cut, but now yellow apparently. Let's go there. If they hang off the back, they hang off the back. That should be right. Right, put that away. Let's see how we get on. Oh, hang on though, this is slightly different, isn't it? Because I used the manure fork before and that's different now. And this has now got little side spikes on it, so this might be a little bit trickier. We shall see. Might have needed to use a log fork. Log grapple. That will still work. Not quite straight, but that's fine. And this is going to overhang, isn't it? Yep. So, if I put it down, let's just put a strap on it. Oh, it does work. That's good. Good to know. This one I'm going to do the other way around, I think. Now I may only do one tree, literally, just to test out this, see if it works. Would have been helpful if I'd actually moved it on, but I'm not doing a whole. This is not a logging episode. More of a proof of concept. If it does work and I can make a bit of money doing it, I can come back to this plot of land and then hopefully, if I cut down a load, there we go. Yeah, if I cut down a load, then I can. Oops. Make a little bit of money off screen, maybe just cutting down a few trees, taking lumps of lumber, and you know, when you think about a transport job might pay you 400 quid, but if or $400, sorry, not in England. But if you do a tree and you can make £1,000 or £2,000 or something, it might just be more beneficial. Now I have also been told, again, it's just been told, I don't know, that there are dotted around, there's a lot of deadfall. There are trees like on the ground that you can just help yourself to. Again, don't know if that's true or not. But if it is, that sounds absolutely fantastic. So you can just sort of buck them up and throw them onto a trailer. If that's the case, again, happy days. I have to have a bit of a wander around the map and see if I can find some of those. That would be absolutely fantastic. Don't seem to have any on my property. Well, not that I know anyway. Just trying to think, how far up does my property go? I think it goes up past the next bend, doesn't it? Let's have a quick look in the map. And we'll have a look at the property we own. We're down here, aren't we? So I'm just below that first track. If I put lands on... Oh yeah, so it goes round the bend, although there's no trees up there. But it does come all the way out to this side here. So there's a bit on there. Yeah, cool. Cool. No doubt, no doubt. Right. Did I do this in 2 pieces or 1? 2, I think. Yeah, so if this is another one of those situations where you've got to own the land first, this is going to be frustrating, because having the money to buy the bit of land with the BGA on, having the money to buy the land that's got the... It's all well and good owning land and you can do forestry because you own the land, but if you can't then sell the lumber, that becomes another issue. Oh dear. I have also been told, and again I don't know if there's any truth to it, that the barn that's just over that direction somewhere... No, hang on, where I am, I've lost my thread. Over there, wherever it is. You've got the biomass facility there. Apparently the biomass facility won't take wood chips. Again, I'll have to test that. I don't know for definite. It may well do. I don't know. That's unfortunately. That's the I said before. It's the hard thing to tell is when people are commenting or they're messaging and saying that I've found this, I found that, this has happened, that's happened, this works, this doesn't. Is if they're experiencing any glitches, what they're saying doesn't work might well do. It just might mean it's not on theirs. So it's difficult. It's difficult to know. You know, you kind of take it as read and think, okay, fair enough. You know, I'll mention it in the next video, or I'll bear that in mind when I do whatever I'm going to do. But it could be that they're experiencing a glitch that you're not going to experience. So you kind of assume it's not going to work, and it does, and vice versa. So don't know for definite. Right, let's just quickly undo that strap and put it over the top of them, because at the moment I'm going to damage the strap. And have I got one more to go? Well, can I pick this bit up? Let's see. I can put that by hand. I've also been told, but honestly, I cannot believe how many comments I'm getting on my videos. It's amazing. It's incredible. It's taken me ages to go through them all, but it's absolutely brilliant that people are commenting. I love it. And I'm finding out so much stuff, and I do like the way they've redone this now, so that when you do things, it doesn't just fall off as soon as you hit something. It does mean you can manipulate things far, far better. Oh, hang on, I said I'd hold that. Didn't realise, because it didn't seem to move. I suddenly thought I didn't have it, but anyway. Right, let's put that down then. Drop it. Cool. Right, straps again. That one there. Let's go with that one there. Overhangs a little bit, but that's all right. And let's get ourselves to the sawmill and see if we can, in fact, sell. let's see what happens. I like the fact I can use this trailer. Hang on a minute. What happened there? I thought I did that one up. That was odd. Right, there it is. It's not a lot of lumber, it's one tree, but if it comes to over £1,000, that's cheaper and easier way of doing it than maybe doing a contract, you know. So even if I did a tree in between every contract, or a couple of trees in between every contract, or, you know, the proof of the pudding will be in the eating, so to speak. I did have someone ask me what a Christmas pudding was, because I mentioned it in the last episode. I mean, the obvious answer that would be just have a look online, look it up, Christmas pudding. But it's a kind of fruit-based pudding, quite heavy, can be quite stodgy, very dark fruits, cherries and currants, and sometimes you have nuts in there, almonds, and normally soaked in brandy. And then it's well, some people do them in pressure cookers, some people just let them steam, and you cook it for hours and hours and hours and hours and steam it, and then once it's ready it sits, and over a period of time you can poke holes in it with skewers or whatever you want to do, and then you can keep adding brandy to it to soak it right in. And then generally speaking, on Christmas Day you can have it with brandy butter, brandy sauce. The people have I think white sauce, whatever you want, ice cream, custard, whatever. But what people will often do is put a sprig of holly on it. They'll pour brandy or something on it before as they bring it out, and they light it. So when they light it, it has this kind of blue flame on it when it goes. Trouble with that is, because it's already soaked in brandy and then you do all of that, you'll often find I've just gone the wrong way. I think I need to go that top road, don't I? Yep. When I did my first map tour, I went up the hill, didn't I? But I don't want to do that. I don't want to bump over the railroad tracks. I have to say, the maps they don't seem to be as traffic heavy as I thought they were going to be. The traffic can still be a bit menacing at times. They don't often stay out of your way, but it's not like it's constant traffic. I kept the fork on, the multi-purpose fork thing, simply because if it doesn't unload directly off the trailer, I can just push it off with the fork when I get there. It just, again, makes a little bit more sense. I'm just starting to wonder now, have I accidentally going through... Oh no, I thought I'd turned traffic off or something. Well, I haven't, it's still there. Nope, keep going. That's a steep hill down, I don't want that one. Just out of curiosity, if you want to pop it in the comments, you don't have to, but how many hours have you got in this game so far? Where are you up to? Just curious how other people are getting on, you know. So we are here. I believe I may be an authorised vehicle. I hope so. So it was round this side, wasn't it? Sell point was... Oh, here we go. Right, I'm not sure how this works, so check. Oh, sold. There you go. 2,003. What? 2,393. That's worth doing. I don't have to own the sawmill to do it. One tree, 2,300 and something. Right. Let the deforestation commence. That's not bad. I know they always say longer and straighter pieces you get more money. They always used to on FS17. I would be happy with just putting, you know, you bring 2 trees down, you're looking just under £5,000. I've got a few trees on my property. That is entirely doable. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Right, let's find a way out of here. What shall we do with our newfound wealth? I was hoping for a baling contract to come up or something like that, you know. something a bit different. I don't want to just do harvesting contracts all the time. I'll do them off screen, but I mean like on the videos. That's what I said about doing contracting. It means I get to use all different sorts of machinery and try out various different things. What I should have done yesterday when I did the contract out on field, whichever one it was, 3 on the first episode, and I did the harvesting, it was leaving a straw swath. Somebody said if you stop before you finish the contract on the field, so it's not contract complete yet, and went over there with a baler, you could have actually baled it. Now I thought it wouldn't let you do work on a field that's not yours, but I suppose technically if you are still in the middle of or doing a contract on that, does the game differentiate between whether you're doing contract work on it or you're doing something nefarious? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you can get away with it. I suppose a lot of it comes down to whether you can reconcile it with yourself. If you're happy to do it, then go for it. Right, front forks off. Actually, what I should have done, I keep forgetting to do this. If I take off the front thing first, then back up a little bit like that, then disconnect that. That way you don't have that problem with sometimes it goes at a bit of a funny angle and you can't get things off. So, should we have a look in the contracts page? Let's have a look and see if we've got something else we can do. I mean, don't get me wrong, I could just go straight back down and carry on logging. I did think about maybe, oh I wonder, if I did one of the odd shaped trees, taking a big old chunk of a tree, like a main bit, putting it up on this trailer and just strapping it down and seeing what I got for a big old lump of tree, you know. But we'll check the contracts page first. Let's do that. Yeah, we'll do that first. Are your episodes planned, MrSealyp? No, not really. That has become quite apparent. Yeah, transport. Nothing else new has popped up, has it? What was the harvesting one for that? What's that using? Another New Holland. Okay. Massey Ferguson. That one looks like it's going to take forever. With a small little New Holland. Ploughing? Could do ploughing. Fertilizer not done, fertilising, ploughing. Field 3. That's a fair size field as I recall. But we could do a bit of ploughing, couldn't we? Earn a bit of money. Although to the time it's going to take me to do that ploughing, I could cut down a tree and earn the same money. Well, that's not too big a field, is it? Let's plough. I don't own a plough. It's going to provide me with a Massey and a weight and a plough, and I'll take a hit of 800, so I'll get just over 2 grand for the job. Let's lease items and let's plough. I'll just leave that there. The guys here at the store are incredibly friendly and helpful and have been very nice about me dumping all my equipment on their forecourt. They seem very good about it. I'll give them their due. They're very lovely. So we've got it was a Lemken Titan 11. Oh, I don't mind this one. I used this a bit on Farming Simulator 17. Nice Massey. What have we got? 7726. Don't mind me a Massey. It was interesting watching Millennial Farmer. He did a tour around the Agco plant, and they were showing you like self-propelled sprayers and stuff all being made, and they had separate sections, and the tractors coming in and the production line from start to finish. Fascinating seeing how they were building Challengers and Masseys and Fence all on the same production line, with the different colour schemes and paint schemes and slightly different designs, and them all kind of put together. It's amazing to watch. Anyway, yeah, let's go. Field 3 is coming up on the left. I thought this time I would go the proper way rather than bump across the railroad tracks. I would actually come to the crossing and come in the proper way, you know. As you probably should do. Actually, I probably should have waited until the turning, shouldn't I, to do it properly, rather than just pile across the grass. So, Field 3 is here. Let's unfold the plough. Don't need the map on. And I'm going to go up and down, I think. Do I need to put a couple of headlands in? This end probably not. The other end I'm going to need to, I think, because of the railroad track. Let's drop it down, turn my beacons off. Let that swing out behind. Is this one the ones you... I'm sure this one I can adjust the angle, can't I? I'm sure I could on 17. Let's just go to help window on. Yeah. Whoa, that didn't like that very much, did it? That's flat, and that was the other way. So I'm pretty sure now as I drive forward it swings out further. There we go. I knew I needed to adjust that. Okay, perfect. That's better. Help window off. Cool. I'm sure initially it will seem like a lot of work to do for just a couple of thousand, but at the end of the day it's a couple of grand, isn't it? It's, you know, it's pretty good money. It's pretty good money. Can't odds it. There we go. Here comes the train again. This is why I need to put a headland in, I think. Right. Let's lift that up. Make sure I get right at the end. Before I do, I don't think I can tip this one over. Or can I? I can! I don't need to at the moment because I'm going to do the headland the same way as I just did that. I'm going to run along this edge first, then turn it round. I think it's another thing about the beauty about not having time limits now. Because when the time limits are on, although you could normally do the contract within the time limit, normally half of what the time limit gave you, you were always conscious of the fact it was there. You were conscious of getting a time bonus, so you kind of sped up. Now with seasons on, that wasn't the case. You didn't have that, so it wasn't an issue. But I always found you rushed the jobs because you wanted the bonus. You also rush the jobs because you want to make as much money as you can as quickly as you can. And I guess that there's that. We're back to that. Is it speed farming? Are you doing it to make as much money as possible? Or are you doing it for the farming? Why do you play the game? What you know? Are you playing for the farming, the aspect of using the vehicles, etc.? Yes, I know. It's for contract work only. Let's turn it over. So it comes down to why you're playing the game, I suppose. You know. Oh no, that just put it away. So maybe it doesn't tip over. Oh no, okay. I thought it did. Well, I'll be. I'm going to check that one more time. Oh, turn plough. So why didn't that turn then? That was odd. Turn plough. There we go. I thought it did. It's really peculiar how, having played FS17 for so long, and things you do in game on that, this is really not. What's happened there? Something a mind of its own all of a sudden. Let's follow that line, and then you come onto the new game, and because you know there are kind of new. That is all over the place. What is happening? Is it the? Are there undulations in this field that I'm unaware of? Hidden undulations? That cannot be right, surely. That you suddenly start second guessing yourself. Bits of equipment that you've used repeatedly and over again. You do something, it doesn't work immediately or something, and you suddenly think, hang on a minute, have I forgotten, am I doing something wrong? Should it have been this way? Should it not have been? You know, it's weird how your mind then starts playing tricks on you and you start doubting everything you're doing. So I can leave it this way round to come back down this way, and hopefully, like I say, because now I don't really want to put this ploughing sideways because that can damage the well, yeah, mould boards, fingers, various different things. I always get it wrong. Whichever one I say, I always get told. I think you find it's actually, you know, I'd say the plough. I can't damage the plough then. So cruise control on. Let's go. So now I can get myself into a bit more of routine. We should be fine. I will head up and down this, get this ploughed. This is what I mean when you're ploughing. Wouldn't it be really cool while you're ploughing? The same as if you're doing tillage. If you're doing cultivating, power harrow, whichever you're using, that when you went along behind you there'd be birds flying down to land on the ground you just turned over. Be a cool feature, wouldn't it? I mean, I know it's totally unreasonable with everything they've got in game already. So anyway, I'll carry on for a bit. I've probably only got a couple of strips left, which is brilliant. What I decided to do was knock down the cruise control on the last few bits. Oh, I guess it says it's finished, so I could stop now. And all I was doing was lifting it up rather than turning it over, because I was back down to the last kind of narrow strip, and then just drop it back down again as I needed to on the next row down, which kind of made more sense. Now I feel a sense of I should complete it because I'm nearly there, you know. I don't really need to, because the contract's already complete, so I'll get paid for what I've done. But it just seems a bit, you know, leaving the field with a strip undone, you know, incomplete. What would the farmer think of me? Someone asked me about reputation. I don't think the reputation system moved over from 17 to 19. So when you do fields for farmers, I don't think the reputation, because it used to decrease the cost of a field, it would reduce how much you paid, and I don't think that's the case anymore. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's the case anymore. Last strip, I'll do it anyway, I might as well. Oh, we've got the sun up there, and then we've got shows cloud as well next to it. Not that I've got any particular things going on, it's not like I've got to worry about weather or anything like that. Yeah, that is, if you look up there, that's really hard to see that menu, and top left of the tractor with the sky the way it is. I like the fact it's a HUD and it's a kind of low vis thing, has its drawbacks but it has its bonuses. And what I'm loving as well is this movement of the tractor across the field as it's going across the ploughed field. I know we had kind of ground response mod and that kind of stuff on FS17. I don't know, I think because the way they've redesigned the wheels and the tyres, it just gives a more kind of fluid, more realistic feel to it. I'm not quite sure why I'm still ploughing actually. Let's fold it up. Beacon's on. And we are job done. I just like that. It's got a kind of like a boat on an ocean. I don't know, just seems a bit more realistic to me. Anyway, well, that went a bit funny with the camera. So this will go back, and when we get back to the store, I'll sort out getting paid for the contract. Right, we're back at the store. Let's get paid. Result $2,038. Complete. Awesome. Harvesting, transporting, harvesting. Yeah, we haven't had anything else pop up. No baling, nothing majorly exciting. Up to 104,000. We're raking in the cash now. So I think, having finished off this, the fertilising at the start of the episode, I think it just threw me at the start of the episode with the thing with the front Kuhn additional tank and obviously the rear sprayer, because there were no pipes connecting them, and it suddenly stopped. It ran out and said no fertilizer. I really couldn't fathom how it wouldn't work. So I obviously seemed a bit baffled and confused at the start, but it's all good. I might as well put this front forks back on again then if I'm going to go and cut some more trees down. I'm going to try one of the bigger ones and see how we get on there. But what I think I will do as well is off screen between this episode and the next one, I am going to do some more contracting. I'm going to cut down a few trees. I'm going to do some contracting, try and get the money up a little bit. So next time I see you, we should have a little bit more money in the bank. Whether we'll invest that in some new machinery or maybe a building, a shed or something down at field 19. Maybe we'll have some weeds to deal with down there then, I'm not too sure. Hopefully some different contracts will have popped up, so we'll be able to do something a little bit different. And we'll see how we go. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed doing that ploughing. That was really very relaxing. There was something, the new dynamics. I don't know. It just seemed to me had a really nice feel to it. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this episode, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.